All right, we're here with Cris Cyborg, former UFC champion, former Bellator champion, and she's got some news to share. So, Chris, without further ado, what is the news that we'd like to share with the MMA world?
The news everybody waiting for a long time. They finally everything is good. The next fight is gonna be against Larissa Pacheco, the champion PFL. It's gonna be champion against champion. It's gonna be October 19th. I'm very excited for this match.
And what weight class is that going to be at?
It's gonna be 145 pounds.
So you're going to be fighting at featherweight.
Yes.
And is it you're going to be is you going to be putting your Bellator title on the line in this kind of situation? Like, how does that work?
It's gonna be a champion against champion. So I'm gonna bring my title, she's gonna bring her title.
And if you win the fight, you get her PFL belt. Is that correct? And if
Yes.
he were to win, where does your belt go?
I don't know.
Fair enough. You've been away from the game for a little bit. Last time we saw you was against Kat Zingano at Bellator 300. What have you been
Yes.
working on recently?
I've been doing some boxing fights, doing waiting, for finalize this fight. Um, I've been improving my game, training boxing. Now I'm back to the routine again, training MMA, mixed martial arts. I think it's very important that when we train, separate, like when I compete wrestling, when I compete Muay Thai, when I compete Jiu-Jitsu, boxing. I think improve a lot of my game, footwork. Um, I think it's improved a lot in box. I think it's gonna help a lot for this fight.
Totally. And what about Larissa Pacheco interests you specifically? Her game, she's beaten Kayla Harrison, considered one of the women's goats in the MMA world. What about Larissa Pacheco interests you the most in her game?
Actually, you say about the Kayla Harrison. I believe Kayla Harrison left the PFL was not just no because her last fight when she lost for Pacheco, I think she had a tough fight. The three last rounds of the fight, she put it on in Kayla and the Kayla quits. It was a tough fight. I believe Pacheco is a great match. Her last 10 fights, she's won 7 fights by KO in the first round. She's new generation in the sport. I believe it's going to be a great fight for me. I'm very excited. And she holds the title, and I'm looking for the fifth belt in my career.
Totally. And Pacheco, grappling wise, how do you expect that to go in the grappling world? We haven't seen you grapple a whole lot. We've seen, the first round TKO over Zingano, and the boxing that you've been doing recently. So grappling wise, what do you have any expectation there in how this will play out?
I'm a 2 times world champion jiu-jitsu, gi and no gi. So I was against Kayla Katzingana. I was waiting her taking me down. I was ready on improving my BJJ, but she just talked a lot. Did anything. I have much respect for Pacheco. I know she's like grappling. Man, I'm a black belt jiu-jitsu. I'm getting my brown for Galvão, black belt for Cobrinha. I'm really working on my jiu-jitsu. She can try, why was to be happy to be ready. MMA is like this. Uh, so I have to be ready for everything. And I believe my game, I have a complete game. Maybe it can take 10 years ago, I'm not, but man, this time, this moment, I'm a really complete fighter.
Absolutely. You said that Zingano didn't grapple as much as you would expect. I would give yourself a little bit more credit. I thought that you had a really good takedown defense with a whizzer there in the first round. I thought that was pretty impressive. I
You
hope to
know,
see more.
I work everything, I have to be ready. So I didn't know much people, but I competed a lot of wrestling when I was 19 years old. I don't have opponent in mixed martial arts. So I compete a lot of tournaments in wrestling too. So I have a little game for wrestling. So it's no use to take me down. I stay all my career, defend take it out for no go floor. But now I like to put people down too in working, my grappling. Let's see what's gonna feel, what's gonna be in the fight and do what is the best way to win the fight.
Now you're with Bellator. You were with Bellator. Now Bellator has been bought out by the PFL. What does that? How does that work for you? Now, does your contract just transfer over to the PFL? Or are you with the PFL full time now? How does that work?
Uh, I don't know really how it's working, but the great thing, I hear is like the next fight is gonna be happen. It's gonna be to PFL champion. for sure, when I got the belt, it's gonna be like defend the title, the PFL. I don't know if you're gonna be defended in Bellator. Everything is new for me. I'm waiting, for have a meeting with these guys, and everybody can be in the same page and to see what's the next step for my career. I want to do that. This fight against Larissa Pacheco is gonna be the legacy tour. I'm gonna start it. I have 3 fights left in my contract, and I want to complete it 20 years, and I'm going to see what's gonna work. But let's see what's gonna happen.
Absolutely. Um, you know, for the rest of your career's been so storied. It's been going on for a while now. Is there anything that's changed for you recently, in terms of your career, in terms of the skills that you work? Is there anything that's changed?
I believe like this fights I'm doing boxing between the MMA fights help a lot improve my game. Um, I really feel like I'm in this time moment. I'm a complete fighter. I've been, improve a lot of things I was not doing very well, and I got a complete game now. So I think I get improved a lot in my boxing, my wrestling this last year.
Absolutely. That's great. That's great to hear. This fight that you have in the PFL, is it a pay-per-view event or is it going to be on ESPN Plus? Do we know the broadcast yet?
I don't know yet, but soon PFL was gonna announce where it's gonna be, where you guys can watch. And I just was allowed to say it's gonna be October 19th. It's a
Okay.
common event within the game.
Okay. And I'm being told here that it is a pay-per-view event. So it'll be a pay-per-view event. And I believe you're the co-main event for this event. So this will be exciting. And as you go into these next steps, right? So you have Larissa Pacheco. You were fighting at 135, 145. Have you even thought about? I know 135 is a very difficult weight cut for you. Is that something that you would ever consider trying to do again, or is that out of the question for you at this point in your career?
My plan now, I have 3 fights left in my contract. This next fight against Pacheco is going to start my legacy tour, and I want to finish these 3 fights and complete 20 years of my career, and they're going to retire.
Okay.
So if you guys, my fans, would like to watch my fight, make sure to watch my next last fights, and I want to complete the 20 years and make the best fights for you guys. These last 3 left.
Very excited to hear that. And then so Loris Pacheco is going to be one. Let's say that you win. Let's play that game. Two more fights left. Do you have
Yes.
any opponents in mind for those last two?
No, I don't have any plan. I like to follow step in the next one. So Pacheco will be the next, and let's see what's gonna PFL plan was the next ones. There's no then know the game.
When you look back at your career, what what do you look back on the most? Do you look at it, you had a storied career in Bellator and you had a stop in the UFC. What do you look back on the most that you were most proud of in your career?
I feel like I'm very thankful, for everything I've done in the sport. I don't see any growth for now or fast, quick do in the sport what I did. I think I got on the 4 major belts in different promotion, Strike Force, Invicta, Bellator, UFC. Maybe we're gonna get this fifth belt in PFL. Stay 20 years active. 2 loss in my career in 2005, and then stay 14 years undefeated. I think, I did a lot for sport, making me really happy when I started. Don't have a lot of girls, but I continue to believe, in my dreams, believe the girls can fight like a guys, can make exciting fight. And you can see now sport grows so much, family getting together to watch the fights. Making me really happy, very thankful. Thankful I can appreciate still fighting and the still performance good. I feel I fight better than before, and I think the experience help a lot too. So I'm very thankful. All my fans, Cyber Nation, everybody around the world. Every people step close to me. Some people did the good things for me. Some people did the bad things for me. But to make who I am today, it's all I grow up with everything. I'm a better fighter, better person, and overcome every situation in my career and to make who I am today. I'm very thankful every single person.
You have a lot of fans out there, and that's probably what is one of the best things about your career is you've just gained big fan base. And a couple more
Yes.
questions before we wrap up here. But what would you say is the one like? Is there a one specific fight that you'd say is like, man, I look back at that fight and that was the best performance that I had, or conversely, do you look back on a performance and you're like, you know what, that was the worst performance I ever had? Is there any like fight like that for you?
Funny because some fighters, some friends telling me, say, Chris, you don't have a. We always, every time you lost one fight, we improve, you're getting better. Now, every fight to fix a couple things. But when you win for a long time, I still fix a couple things, but it's differently. I think I didn't have so many losses in my career, so we didn't improve every loss. But you don't want to improve in the loss, you want to get the win. Um, but I believe one fight to really change my life. I believe when I fight Gina Carano. When Scott Coker gave the opportunity to make the girls main event, it was my first title in my career. So I learned a lot for this. And when I came in first time into America in 2008, I see how they carry the sport here. I say, I need to move to America, even if I don't know any English, but I have to be here. So then I move here and change my life completely when I fight against Gina Carano because they give the opportunity to show the platform for me. People start the killer machine, the cyber killing machine. So this is open the door people in the world to see who I am that time and who is Cyborg. So open the door for a lot of things for me.
Totally. Um, and then now that like you said that there's gonna be three fights left, including the Pacheco fight. Would that include like boxing? Is this your retirement from MMA? Is this your retirement from combat sports? Do you know that yet?
It's a retirement for everything, but I have these three MMA fights. I've been doing some boxing fights. I really enjoy. People getting called. I have heavy hands. They get excited to see my fight because they're gonna know I dropped some girls. So I mean, enjoy the moment of doing boxing too. So, but I believe in 20 years I'm done. I'm gonna get in, my next chapter in my career. I'm very excited. I mean, really wake up in the morning excited to finish these three fights and to wake up motivated.
Chris, we're really excited to see you fight here in October in the co-main event. Appreciate you coming on, talking about it. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in October in the lead up to the fight.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate every single one. Thank you.